Your breakfast today, breakfast tacos. A really good twist on standard eggs and toast. Instead of the toast, we're gonna use a gluten-free, wheat-free corn flour tortilla. All right, you're at the stovetop. Here's what we do. Drizzle oil into the pan. I'm using my iron skillet. I turn on the oven. It gets pretty hot at first. I just want it to get really warm and conduct heat nicely. It'll get there. So I just mix the oil around the pot. Doesn't have to be perfect. All right. Now I want the oil to be a little warm. So the beauty of this recipe is that you have really nice protein from the eggs, and this is the only oil we're going to be using. So we're actually gonna reuse it. We're gonna fry the eggs in it, and then we're gonna get the tacos a little crispy using the same exact oil. And so it actually saves time, it definitely saves calories, and it definitely minimizes your oil intake, which is always really nice. So I think it's getting nice and warm now. I'm gonna crack the eggs into the pan. All right, just like frying eggs, I'm sure you've done this before. You're gonna fry 2 eggs. That's the step 1. In the extra virgin olive oil, or whatever oil you prefer. I mean, I definitely think olive oil is a nice one. You can do walnut oil. You could also do grapeseed oil. The only problem with grapeseed oil is that it has a really low burn threshold, so it starts to smell smoky and kind of burn really fast. So I'm a lover of eggs. I actually own chickens. That's how much I love eggs. I don't have eggs every day for breakfast. And I mention this because eggs are great. They're a great protein source. They have zinc. They have a lot of really awesome nutrients in them. But they are high in cholesterol, and we also want a lot of variety in our diet. So if you can come up with 4 or 5 go-to breakfasts, that's awesome. This is one of my go-to breakfasts a week. Maybe I have it once a week. I don't have it every day. Also, all eggs are not created equal. And you could take all these ingredients and put them under a microscope. You're gonna find organic, free-range, grass-fed, animals have more going on for them than a lot of farm factory raised things, which isn't, new. I'm not telling you anything new. I'm not the one who discovered this, but it is really true. You can't really say this egg has 6 grams of protein compared to some other egg because it's all relative to how well that chicken has been eating. The air quality, all of that stuff has an impact and makes a difference. And then it makes a difference for you. So I'm just gonna flip these eggs over. So these eggs are frying up nicely. I like to leave the yolks a little runny, but whatever you like to do is great. Good. Okay, I think this is pretty much done now. Okay, so now here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna take these off. I'm gonna just do a little switch. I'm gonna take all of this out and rest it on the side, and then I'm gonna put these corn tortillas in. I'm gonna put them in together just because it saves time. Again, nothing has to be perfect, it just has to taste good. Remember, our goal is to be healthy and also taste good, so there's no sacrifice. We're gonna have a great, great breakfast that we love to eat. We're not gonna force ourselves to eat it. And then here it goes, and I can start to see it's getting, already the oil absorbs into the corn tortilla so nicely. It's really amazing. So I'm just gonna flip these over. All right. All right, so it literally takes seconds. It's so fast. So now, I've got the corn tortillas. I'm gonna put a little salsa in now. And I want the salsa to get warm. It's actually gonna really create this awesome fragrance with our eggs, which is really nice. Just a little bit. And if it runs out of the tortilla, that is fine. It doesn't really make a difference. So now I transfer the eggs back on into the very center of the tortillas. I'm just gonna let it just cook up a little bit more, getting a little warmer, kind of combining all the ingredients. The kitchen starts to smell a little like salsa, which is always nice. It wakes you up in the morning. It's a good thing. You know, I think eggs, I had a doctor tell me one time that eggs are a perfect food. There's everything that you need for your health is in that egg. And I thought, wow, that's so awesome. I mean, it really does have all these nutrients in it. It has calcium in it. It has all these things that are really hard to find sometimes without fortification. So I love that about eggs. And they are yummy. And I really don't eat any meat per se. So I do eat my 2 eggs a week. And I definitely feel my skin is good for it. My hair has a little gloss to it. It's not as dry as it used to be when I was trying not to eat eggs, so I definitely notice a difference. So now I'm going to turn the heat down, or actually I'm going to turn it completely off because we're in almost the final stages, and I'm just going to season these with some salt and pepper. I love pepper, so I'm going to put a little salt and a little bit of pepper. And now I'm going to actually, from here, I'm going to fold them over to make them into that taco shape. And just let them cook up for a few more minutes. And they're literally gonna become in that shape, like they get molded in that little taco. So it's perfect. It's almost like a hard shell taco, but you've created it and molded it yourself, and it's still kind of chewy, which is nice. All right. So now the stovetop is off. So we can transfer them back onto the plate. Just gonna flip this one over so you can see. It's a little charred on that side, which is good. You can see the crispiness of it. So this is a great breakfast. And then be generous with your salsa. Remember, salsa is a really healthy condiment. It's fresh, raw veggies, and it's really aromatic. So it's so nice in the morning to have that like pick-me-up. And then there you have it. You've got 2 eggs, and toast, essentially, but it's a corn tortilla, lots of salsa. It's a really great breakfast. Again, you wanna start your day with a bit of protein. Protein is gonna satiate you. It's also gonna be a slower burn, so you can make it to lunch without being hungry or needing a jolt of caffeine, another pick-me-up. So you wanna start with protein, not too much, and this is actually a perfect amount. Plus the salsa has so much fragrance and aroma that it kind of wakes you up. It's a perfect breakfast, I think. Once a week, breakfast tacos.